Hi everyone, I hope you are having a wonderful day and ready to learn the most interesting feature in VICIdial call center suite. Yes, I believe predictive dialing is one of the most advanced and useful features in VICIdial. That personally, I learned VICIdial because I wanted to use this feature. If you don't know what does predictive dialing mean, please refer to part 8 of this video series. In part 8, I have explained what is predictive dialing and how it helps your call center to have higher productivity. I also demonstrate how it works in VICIdial. In this video, we will learn how to set up a predictive dialing campaign in VICIdial. Let's look at the agenda for this video. We will first learn how to create a campaign and set predictive dialing options. Then we will create a list and load customers into the list. Finally, we will log in the agent panel and we will experience how it is working in the VICIdial. I highly recommend you to watch part 3 and part 4 as I have explained in detail how we can create a campaign and load leads. So I will pass these topics faster in this video. Let's get started. Step 1 is to create a campaign in VICIdial. In order to create a campaign, log into the administration panel, select campaigns, add a new campaign, give it an ID. It must be between 2 and 8 characters in length. So for example, we can name it as PD01. Give it a campaign name. I use the same name as ID, but it should be at least 6 characters. So I will give it a PD01 campaign. Description the same. User group set as demo. If you don't know what is user group and how you create it, please watch the previous videos. If you don't have it for now, you can set as admin, but it's better to have a separated group. So set as demo. Next option is next agent call. By default is random. Select as oldest call to start. You can see what's the difference. For example, the oldest call start orders by the last time an agent was sent a call. Results in agents receiving about the same number of calls overall. This is usually the behavior that is expected in a call center. Set the local call time as 24 hours and submit. So the campaign is created. As you can see, campaign is added. And if you go to the campaign main, you will see PD01 is in your campaign lists. By default, when we are creating a campaign in VICIdial, it is creating a manual campaign. Step 2 is to set the options that makes our campaign a predictive dialing campaign. In step 2, let's set the minimum options that we need to make a campaign a predictive dialing campaign. Select the campaign that you have created in the previous step and set the dial method as adaptive hard limit, tapered, or average. I prefer tapered. What are the differences? All of them will make your campaign a predictive dialing campaign, but they have different behaviors on how to call the customers and how to take care of the drop percentage. You can read the descriptions here. I will create another video just to explain these 3 methods and what are the differences. Then you can select the auto dial level. What is auto dial level? This is where you set how many lines the system should use per active agent. What does it mean? It means that if I have 1 active agent and imagine I set the auto dial level as 2, it will dial 2 customers. Because I have 1 active agent, it will call 2 customers. If I set as 1, for example, if I have 1 active agent, it will call 1 customer per active agent. And click submit. If you have already set up a campaign and if you have watched my previous video on how to set a progressive campaign and how to set different options you can set here. For example, if you want to enable recordings, if you want to change the statuses, or if you want to allow agents to log in without loading any customers, you can set that options. But for setting up a predictive dialing campaign, these two options are the only options that you need. Step 3 is to create a list and load leads. Because in predictive dialing campaigns, VICIdial will call the customers and then connect to the agents, we need to load a list of leads to our dialer system and assign that list to the campaign that we have created in the previous steps. Let's see that in action. In order to create a list, select Lists and then add a new list. You need to set an ID for it. Pay attention, it's digits only. Let's say 9001. A list name, PD list 01. List description, same as my name. And then campaign. Here you need to select your predictive dialing campaign and make it active. Now that we have our list ready, we can load our customer information to this list. In order to do that, you need to prepare a file with your customer information in a CSV format. For example, I have created a file in a CSV format that I have this information: the first name, family name, phone number, email, city, address, and postal code. You don't need to have all of this information. You can have maybe just name and number. Name and number are mandatory, the others are optional. So this is a CSV file format. It means that these information are separated with a separator like comma or semicolon. In order to load, you need to click on Load New Leads, choose your file. It is in my desktop, sample leads, and then select Custom Layout. I'm going faster because I have explained this in previous videos. And I select my list. This is my predictive dialing list, and then I click Submit. Here I can map my file, for example, first name, last name. Did I have address or not? Yes, I have address. Let's put it into address 1. Then I have a postal code, and I have an email. And the most important one is the phone. The phone number is mandatory. So if you don't have a phone, it won't insert. Phone, and I can see I have a city here as well. So I mapped my file to the list that I have created, and I click OK to go process. You will see that 2 customer information that I have is uploaded successfully. This bad one is for the header. So the list is ready. If I go to the list, if I select 9001, I can see I have 2 leads that I have not called them, and they are dialable in my campaign. Our system is ready now, and the campaign is configured as predictive dialing campaign. In step 4, we just log into the agent panel, and we will see how predictive dialing works. In order to test, we need to log into the agent panel, enter our phone and username. We have learned how to create phone and username in the previous videos, and then select our campaign, PD01. My phone will ring, and I will minimize it. By default, as I log into the campaign, I'm paused. I need to make myself available, so it should call my number that is calling, and when I answer it, it's connect to the agent. And of course, after that, I can hang up and set the disposition. So our predictive dialing campaign is working. As I'm active, it will call the next customer. But if I paused, it will automatically detect and then it won't call the customer.